going, guys? Welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. I'm your host, Alex Whiteley, and joined with me today, one of the Biscuiteers, is Deedee. How's it going, Dee? You all right?
Hi, it's going. Well, it's going as good as it can do, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it? Isn't it?
Isn't it?
She's doing a bit of a Ruth Jones today. She's like, isn't it though?
Oh, I know. It was like this morning. I was doing a bit of a Nessa, and I'm going all over the shop. It's a social distancing. I've forgotten who I am as a human being. That's what it is. I'm such an extrovert. I'm living an introvert life at the moment. It's just not doing anything for me.
Yeah, it's so hard. It's just bizarre standing away from people when you just want to be near them. It's like...
Yeah, I was speaking to he's quite a big, he's like a YouTube sensation, like rapper, and on another show, and he's like, hey man, so all this self-isolation stuff is so bad because I'm such a hugger, you know. I like to hug people, and I'm like, wow, I did not expect that to come out of your mouth. But yeah, it's a very strange situation. A quick shout out before we get into this episode. I want to say a huge thank you to Jay McKenzie, to Max Brown, and to Emily Wilkinson, and of course Julie, for the amazing, one of the best podcasts I've ever recorded, Shared Biscuits episode we released on Monday. It was a fantastic collaborative podcast between us and the Share, a charity run by Jay McKenzie, and we oh my god, it was so brilliant. We spoke about addiction, which obviously is a hard subject, but then we talked about mental health, obviously, and then we used poetry. I don't do poetry, but it was fun. It was great writing poems as well, because I don't do that. So thank you to everybody that was involved with that. Joined with us today is, I feel, somebody that's had a real hard run of things this year. I mean, Shrewsbury's been absolutely battered by all sorts of crises, including the one we're in right now. But nonetheless, this guy's a hero because I feel like he's doing brilliantly, and that's Reuben Crouch from CSONS. How's it going, Reuben? You okay?
Yeah, we're all right. We're hanging on in there. Yeah, as you say, it's been a brutal year for us. Obviously, I don't know if we've got a restaurant in Ludlow as well.
Yes.
In the floods in when were they? I've forgotten when it was. February it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We kicked off the year amazing. So we had a January that traded 10% up on both sites. So we were like, yeah, come on, we're smashing it. And then we had a great Valentine's Day, and I think it was literally 2 days after Valentine's Day. My brother phoned me up. So, yeah, in case you don't know, CSONS is four brothers, which is where the name comes from. So our surname's Crouch, and we're four brothers. So, and CSONS, and our food is seasonal and all about local and so on. So, yeah, a bit of a play on the word season, but yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the name, like where it came from and everything like that.
Yeah, so that was...
Yeah, because I saw it on the Shropshire Star. It was like, as soon as I saw the name, I was like, I wonder where they got that name from, because it does stand out, doesn't it? Definitely.
Yeah, well, it started off as 4 CSONS, which was, but then we decided that was a bit cheesy. So we dropped that, and then, but yeah, the four of us have kind of been involved in food in one guise or another for pretty much our whole careers. So yeah, we about 5 years ago we decided it was time we joined forces and did something together. So
that's nice.
Was it something that made you all come together in it? Was it?
Yeah. So I don't know. We're kind of just I don't know what happened really. It's just sort of just one of those things. I think my gran died, and then we all got a little bit of money from her, and it was like,
yeah,
it's a good time. We got a bit of money, and not a huge amount, but enough just about to crack on and do something. We got
invest, isn't it? Yeah,
exactly. We got a government startup loan as part of the mix, and and then opened Shrewsbury, which has just been an amazing success.
Which
one came first? Was it Shrewsbury and Ludlow that came first?
So Shrewsbury first, but yeah, Shrewsbury was back in 2015. Yeah, 2015 it would have been. So this is our 5th birthday year.
Wow.
Yeah.
What were things like?
Yeah, and Ludlow was 3 years later. So Ludlow, in fact, if you look back on our social media feed, it's quite funny because you've got all this celebration and like 2nd birthday in Ludlow, yeah, and then like 2 days later, it's
it just all goes to the pot for a little bit.
Carnage, and there's like a restaurant underwater, and yeah.
What was it like from the beginning for you guys working together as brothers? Because my brother is an idiot. He drives me insane, honestly. He lives in Ireland and he does my head in from all the way over there. If we spend too much time together, me and my brother just want to cave each other's head in. So what was it like working with your guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've always been pretty close. So our upbringing, we kind of travelled all over the world. With my dad was a civil engineer, and he did all these mad projects in places like Nepal and so on. So we're quite a strong unit as a result of that. And yeah, I think we've always been pretty close. But yeah, don't get me wrong, we've all got our personality quirks that wind each other up. And there is the odd bit of fire. But
working with family is definitely one of the most difficult things I think you can do, because I work with family as well, and the rows you get, isn't it, when you have a row, it's not just like a normal row, it's like a full on, isn't it, during work with your family.
Yeah.
But actually, these last few lockdowns, because our staff are completely furloughed at the moment, so it's just the four of us working. So yeah, it's been quite nice actually, just going back to our roots of the early days.
Well, can we talk about your roots before CSONS? Oh, that's going to ruin me today. CSONS.
No, you're right.
CSONS.
Okay.
Before then, you're saying that you guys have worked with food together. So where did you go? What did you do before CSONS to kind of cut your teeth, with food?
Yeah, okay. So there was a stage when because we're all from the southeast. I was born in Maidstone, mate, and other brothers born abroad. But yeah, we lived in Tunbridge Wells for quite a while, and while we were there as sort of teenagers, young adults, we all worked for a few of the chains. So there was Pizza Express, ZZ's, ASK.
Yeah.
And it's like in the restaurant scene, everyone in the town knows each other, and you kind of just bounce around. So that was kind of where we cut our teeth. Ben, who's brother number 3, he ended up having a bit of a career with Pizza Express and went into management and so on. So he kind of built that up. I ended up leaving and moving into retail. So I worked for Gap for quite a few years, Fenwick department store as well on their management program. And then Adam was in. After he'd done his restaurant bit, went into tree surgery for a bit of a break.
Wow!
And then Josh went off and did some work for the RSPB, various bits and bobs, and then he came back. This is where the story gets really sort of circular. He came back into the restaurant world to work at the Green Cafe in Ludlow, which is where CSONS our site is now. So he worked under Clive, who was there before us for about 5 years, and really sort of honed his chefing skills there. And then, my background after I'd been in retail, I ended up at the Ludlow Food Centre. So I was one of the managers down there, and ended up, starting that and setting up the deli as in the early days. So yeah.
So you all got your different skills and everything that you've all brought all together then.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of. We were talking about that just the other day, about how between us, like if you put all our skill sets together, we've all got very different personalities. But actually, when you add up all the skill sets, it's a pretty rounded piece.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
one rounded human being, I guess, out of four not so rounded ones.
I've come into CSONS a few times. Mainly to speak to you guys. I think from the very beginning, I was like, "I'm going to podcast. You want to come on my podcast?" And it's a very calm place. I love that place because it's the lighting's beautiful, the ambiance is great. But what you've just described to me seems to be like places of absolute utter chaos. The pizza restaurants and whatever. Is that how did you create such a calm atmosphere from working in such a chaotic environment?
That's quite nice. I think the restaurant environment only works if you take the chaos out of it. As soon as there's visible chaos in a restaurant, it's going wrong somewhere along the lines. And it's all about putting in systems and training the staff in those systems so that everything just kind of flows and isn't so, or doesn't appear to be stressful, even though most of the time it still is.
It reminds me of The Simpsons, the Italian restaurant where it comes out and you see the door swinging. He's like, "Where's my pizza?" And it closes. That's brilliant.
But I think also we're kind of like between it. We're not people that like living aggressively and angrily, and our team are our team, and there's no kind of like hierarchical leadership. It's all very much, we're one team. Let's just enjoy this day and crack on and get done what needs to be done. And and let's have some fun doing it. So I think that just rolls through to the front of the house then, and that's what you guys see. So.
Yeah, it's a good.
Where do I want to know? Because I was looking through your menu the other day, and where do you get the inspiration for the different things you have? Like, what is the route you're going down with it?
So yeah, I mean, I was reading one of the Facebook comments on our latest venture, our home delivery to home venture, and someone had put that they had always found our food a bit random. I don't know if I like that comment, but I suppose it could. If you're not thinking about it, it could be. It is very fusion and it is very different.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the inspiration. I guess a lot of it comes from just everyone chatting, and there's different ideas coming from all the different people, not just the brothers, but also the other chefs in the business and so on.
Yeah.
But and I think the fact that we spent a lot of our childhood abroad and experiencing all that food from different cultures, and Mum and Gran were pretty mad cooks as well. So I think we experienced a lot of diversity in our youth, and that just comes through now in our adult life. Adult in inverted brackets, because I don't like calling myself an adult.
So what did CSONS look like in year one then? What was your crew like? Did you come into working with people that you trusted, or was it a big journey for you bringing in new people to work with you?
Yeah, I mean, year one was small. So I wasn't small. We went pretty busy pretty quick, but I was the one that had the super serious job at the time. So I was the commercial director at Hobson's Brewery, and bringing in a bit more money than I was going to get if I left and went to work full time at CSONS. So I sort of just stayed on the periphery and helped set up some of the branding and the website and stuff like that. And then Ben, Josh, and Adam put in the big hard graft to get it going. But our initial team was pretty much wives. So my wife Emma, Ben's wife Kate on the accounts, Josh's wife Miyoshi in the kitchen, and I think who was our first member of staff then? Daisy. We had a few front of house members of staff. So Daisy Philbin, who has been with us for quite a while. She's been in and out, been to uni and then come back in holidays and stuff. So she was one of the original crew. But I think it's always hard getting the right team and getting them to be part of what you're trying to create. We've been pretty lucky, and I think again that comes down to the fact that when we're at CSONS working, it is about a family. It's about having fun. It's not a nasty place to work. It's a fun place to work, and it's hard work, but it's
It must be difficult when it gets to making the difficult decisions. When things go wrong in the kitchen, when staff don't, perform the way they should be performing, when customers get nasty or things like that. What was that like for you as a journey?
I mean, personally, I've been in management for quite a while, and I've had those experiences in my life. And I just have this attitude that if there's an issue with a member of staff, you just have to crack on and deal with it and be honest about it. And if you're not honest with people, they don't know that they're not performing. And so it's not about being nasty about it. It's about saying, here's an honest conversation. Let's be open with each other. Is there an issue with you? If not, then why are you performing like this? Yeah.
It's like how are you getting on at the moment? Obviously, with everything that's going on, and I'm guessing you're doing the orders and deliveries like a few other places at the moment. How's that going for you? A bit of a change.
Yeah. So we called it pretty early. So on the week before lockdown, or the 2 weeks before lockdown, you could see that people were already starting to stay at home, and we saw that week we were sort of seeing 10-15% downturn in business. And then that weekend went pretty slack. And then on the Monday night, I think it was, Boris got up and said, "Don't go to restaurants." But that was before he closed them and imposed the lockdown. We weren't going to that. Anyway, on the Tuesday we opened, and it was just like pointless. So by midway through the day, we'd already shut Ludlow and started putting all the food into deep store and protecting our assets, basically. We traded on the Tuesday in Shrewsbury till the end, just because we had a few people in for lunch. But again, it was pointless being open. So we shut straight away on the Wednesday. Most people, I think, stayed open, and I think a lot of people were just hoping that they were going to get a bit of cash coming in on Mother's Day beforehand. But then obviously on the Friday they got up and locked us down officially.
Yeah.
So we'd already, on the Wednesday before lockdown, we'd already had staff meetings with our whole team at both locations. Initially we'd put them on temporary layoffs because we knew that there was going to be no money. It wasn't good news. So we put everyone on temporary layoffs, and then they launched the furlough scheme. So we took them all off temporary layoffs, put them all on furlough. And but I mean, our team's pretty amazing. I mean, what do we do? So both meetings finished. Yeah, there was a few tears, and I'm not going to lie, I cried a bit because it's just depressing. You put 5 years of hard work into your life and into a business, and then you lose thousands and thousands of pounds in the floods in February.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's not just what's going on now; it's the build up with all.
No, it was the cumulative. But to be fair, we've made a fair. We probably won't get it all back, but we've made a fair dent in the losses through the flooding. We've had an interim insurance payment come through, which has helped us out a bit. And then we also had there was the government funding that came through for that as well. So we had a bit of cash back in the bank for that.
Oh, that's great.
It's just but the cash flow is not there, and you know when you're not turning over money, you haven't got it there to pay the bills.
It must have been like an absolute kick in the teeth for you guys, because I know a lot of people were affected by the flooding, but the pictures from Ludlow from CSONS was just unbelievable, breathtaking actually. Like just to see how high that water was. How badly gutted was it?
It was almost disbelief, because you kind of. Ben was working in Shrewsbury that day, so he drives past it on his way up because he lives just down the road, and he gave me a call and said, "I think we won't be opening Ludlow today. It's underwater." At which point it was lapping the doors, but it wasn't deep. So I got up and drove down there. By the time I got down there, there was probably half a foot of water lapping at the doors. So I opened. We've got double doors in there, so I opened the first door, and there's a glass window in the second door, and I had a look in there and shone my torch in to see whether or not there was water inside. And as soon as you could see that there was, I was like, well, I'm just going to go in and see what's going on, and just shut everything down and turn all the power off and everything. But by that stage, it was too late to really salvage anything. Anyway, we got a secondary kitchen at the back there, which is about a foot higher, and the water was nowhere near that, so I was like, well, we'll be all right. The back kitchen won't get hit. At least the food's all going to be okay. So I went home. I was like, there's nothing I can do now. Just leave it. And then I got a phone call from our neighbours, Dinnermere House, who their holiday cottage, holiday home, right by the river. Nice little spot. But they called me and said, you might want to come back. The water's still coming up. And I couldn't believe it was still going to get any higher. And then by the time I got down there, it was already lapping at the back door. So I didn't even go in there. I just left it shut. I just sort of stood there in disbelief. There was like a whole nother river just bellowing down the centre of the green along the old mill race. And
Oh.
Yeah, there are some, like, seeing these things. Like, I was definitely one of those people. Like, I used to, when I lived in the town centre, I had a house, and while I was living there, it flooded 3 times. And then when I moved out of town, now it's like we had this big flood. It became a bit like I was one of those people that used to take the dog for a walk just so I could go and see the floods. And I think when you're not involved in it, it's one of those amazing things to see, like the river and how nature behaves and all these things that cause it. But when you're actually involved in it, it's like the opposite end. It's like this. It stops you in your tracks, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I wasn't as. I think it was almost like this kind of numb disbelief feeling where you're like, we had loads of, while I was standing there, loads of regulars came past, and they were like, "Oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?" I was like, "Well, there's not a lot we can do, is there? We just get through it and crack on," which is what we did, because we basically, I don't know whether it was the day after or Tuesday, I think we went in there. The water receded over through the Monday, and then into Monday night, the water had all gone back. And we got in there on the Tuesday. I'd had hundreds of phone calls and texts and stuff from people in town and friends and so on. One of the, in fact, the guys that did my garden in the summer, he texted me saying, "If you need any help clearing up, just let me know."
Oh.
So, it's just amazing. Anyway, so we got there in the morning. The people that were working, some of our old staff that were on holiday had phoned up, and it was just really cool. So all these people came in to muck in, and although we'd lost loads of kit, we were pretty lucky that the back kitchen, we fluked out in the back kitchen. There was a floor drain that we didn't know about right at the
Wow.
right at the far end. And the water basically came in, didn't get above a centimetre deep, and went out the other side. But in the front, it got to about 1.5 foot deep, and basically ruined every bit of electrical kit we had.
Yeah.
A bit of furniture was damaged, but yeah, anyway, we got this team in. I phoned up the gardeners; they came in, Humblebee Gardeners in Ludlow, yeah, we had about a team of about 20 of us, and we just basically completely gutted everything out of the building, took it all out onto the green, and then reflooded it, basically reflooded it with clean water to get all the filth out of it, and then yeah, deep sanitize on every single thing. Yeah, it was quite funny just walking around spraying sanitizer all over all the walls, and it was pretty intense. But we got open again by the Wednesday afternoon, so we were only shut for a day and a half.
That's fascinating. I find that fascinating.
Which was, yeah.
And
It's a quick turnaround, that is.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, we're lucky that because it was designed to flood that building, so all the structural integrity and sort of there's no plasterboard in there.
You knew it was like its history on it. It was a possibility.
Yeah, I mean it flooded out in 2007 as well. So yeah, it was when they'd done the refurb in 2008, they'd taken that into account and kept all the sockets high and everything. But
oh, that's good.
But yeah, if we'd thought about it a bit in advance, and I think it was because we'd had what was it? I can't remember the two names of the storms now, but there was two storms that came on top of each other.
There's like
there was Dennis and what's it called? Yeah,
Kira, yeah, it was Kira and Dennis, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they made such a mountain out of Kira and how it was going to flood everywhere and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and then it didn't, and we were like, oh, we'll be all right. And so then Dennis was coming, and we were like, well, we didn't flood in Kira, no one's really going on about Dennis, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
And then
but in hindsight, yeah, we should have lifted all the equipment and got it all up higher. But hey,
you know, I was so looking forward to 2020. Genuinely, I was like, wow, a new decade. This is going to be great. And then this all happened.
Everyone did those Facebook posts at the start of the year going to this year is going to be my year and everything like that.
Yeah.
I was the other day and I was like, how they didn't think through. I'm pretty sure if people this time last year could have a glimpse into the future and see where we all are now, you wouldn't believe it, would you? At all.
Yeah.
No, it's madness, isn't it? Complete madness.
What I will say, which I think you'll probably agree with, because I mean, I saw where I saw your pictures and videos was on like For the Love of Shrewsbury or something like that, and the amount of comments just like, you know, absolutely heartbroken or sharing support, like, you know, with the flooding and with the current crisis, I feel like this year may be a pain in the backside, but it's definitely brought the community like closer together. You know, it's done something
100%.
Yeah, and it's
yeah. I guess I sort of, for me, I'm really kind of hoping that when we come out the other end of this, that things do change for the long term and for the better, and that we don't just go back to business as usual. Because I think so many lovely things have happened as a result of all this.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's going to. A lot of people are going to be closer with local businesses, isn't it? Smaller businesses. I think it's going to become a much bigger thing, isn't it? Like supporting local smaller businesses like yourselves.
Yeah. I mean, that's we roll like that anyway. Our whole ethos is about supporting the local economy and everything we source. We try and use local suppliers for. So it's, but yeah, I don't know. So anyway, we shut back on the Wednesday, and we sort of just I was going to say that at the end of those meetings we have with all the staff, rather than ending them on right, we'll see you soon, guys, we'll be in touch. We were like, right, what can we do to get out of this mess? What's the next step for us as a business? And we did these two massive brainstorming sessions, all these crazy ideas, and a lot of the classics like let's do ready meals and all that sort of stuff. But we've always been a bit different and on the edge, and we wanted to do something a bit different to, I don't know, just to stand out a bit, but also something. Like everyone was doing ready meals, and if you're going to buy a ready meal, generally what you're going to do, you're going to go to the supermarket and buy it. And we thought we'd try something different. So we've tried to. We wanted to come up with a system where you could still basically enjoy what we do and our style of food at the quality, hopefully, that you get it in the restaurant at, but do it in your own home. So we came up with this mad idea called CSONS at home, which restaurant dishes. What do we call it? Restaurant dishes for you to finish and enjoy in the comfort of your own home. But yeah, it took us a while to sort of plan it and get the idea together. We built a website from scratch, opened a YouTube channel, and done all this stuff that we weren't doing. So we've done video tutorials, which is what I'm in the middle of doing now.
Do you think you're going to carry that on once this new norm?
Yeah, well, we reckon there is a market for it, and it's just something a bit different. And for us, during the crisis as well, it's ticking so many boxes. It's ticking entertainment for people stuck at home. It's ticking a bit of social interaction, because although we didn't do it last week, we are planning to possibly do some live streams as well, where people can cook along with us and do all that sort of stuff. Yeah, and you're getting something a bit special as well, and people need a treat when they're there.
Yeah, because a lot of people are going to be doing things they're forcing themselves to do things they don't usually do, like cooking and everything like that. And this new norm that we're going to go into, you might find out that there's, like you said, a huge market for it. This isolation thing, people might, certain parts of it, they might enjoy in participating in things like you say, like watching your YouTube and going along with it. And isn't it? It's a big thing.
Yeah, so I guess it's bringing together quite a few ideas that we've had over the years, but just never had the time to do. And I think that's one benefit of being in lockdown and not having the restaurants to deal with on a day-to-day basis. It's let's crack on and do some of these things that we've been thinking about.
There's been definitely a lot of initiative shown throughout Shrewsbury. I mean, like businesses alone. I mean, you got Seven Social who are doing the drive-through. I went to the drive-through. It was great. There's you guys doing deliveries. I think it's fantastic. You're right. This thing has definitely pushed people in the right direction, I'd say. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. And in all these, I'm not going to wait for that. I'm going to crack on and see whether or not we can do something or make something out of this. Yeah.
Well, you guys are great, and I love that you're inspiring people, because there are going to be a lot of businesses at the moment that are like, well, what's the point? We can't do this anymore. But you guys have been through it all, and you're still fighting, and you're still pushing forward, and you're still finding new ways to be exciting, and be a pillar of the community. And I think that's brilliant. So well done to you guys.
Thanks, man.
No,
cheers.
It's really good.
Means a lot.
What were your plan? What were your plans going to be before all this? Yeah,
there's a good question.
Yeah.
So we had big plans this year. We our first directors meeting of the year was talking about expansion. We're looking at a third site. That's the long-term plan. We've been possibly thinking about Bridgenorth as a location. There's all these things and then Ludlow as well, doing more down there. What else? A big thing that was going on this year was a joint venture with a wedding venue which is on the Welsh borders, a place called Wild Lodge, just on the road to Knighton. And they we did a lot of outside catering last year, but we decided that it was all at different venues and locations, and we wanted to sort of settle down and just have one spot to do it from, just for simplicity reasons, really, and making it easier on ourselves, because we were running ourselves a little bit ragged. I'm not going to lie. So we put this tick list together of all the things we wanted to achieve from a wedding venue. So there was number one was we wanted it to be wild. We didn't want it to be too formal. We wanted it to be in the countryside somewhere. We wanted river frontage. We wanted old dilapidated barns. We wanted fire cooking. We wanted camping opportunity. Anyway, there was all this stuff we put on this tick list, and some friends got in touch and said, "Oh, if you're looking for a venue," in fact, it was our coffee suppliers, 100 House, were chatting to one of their friends, and they said, "Oh, that sounds just like the place that our friends got." So. So Wild Lodge, we went and had a meeting with Gemma from Wild Lodge, and decided it was pretty much exactly what we wanted. One of the last things I did before lockdown was have a meeting with a steel fabricator, because we've been designing our own massive, great 1.8 metre long fire cooking beast of a barbecue type oven.
Oh wow,
thing.
That was amazing at a venue, isn't it? Yeah.
So I mean, that was all kind of it was all in the pipeline. He was just about to finish the drawings and get them sent to me, and they've been on they're locked down now. All the weddings this year have now been cancelled. So that's going to be delayed till the year after now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Just business was to grow and have fun, but yeah.
I think putting aside the money that restaurants are losing now because people obviously can't come into your restaurants, when this is all, hopefully, when it weans itself back into normal, I'm expecting, like, somebody asked me, what's the first 3 things you're going to do when the lockdown is? I was like, I want to go for a nice meal with my friends and family. I want to go to the pub, and I want to go and book a bloody holiday. And that's what everybody's going to do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny talking to different people. So a lot of people think that, and then there's the other people that are a bit more like, oh, I don't know. I think there's going to be a certain element of the population that maybe is a little bit nervous and a little bit wary about going out, and is that going to slow it a bit? My gut says that
it's a difficult thing to say because we're quite a European styled country, aren't we? Social, like mainly like food and drink is a massive social aspect, isn't it? So I think when people do come out of this and they want to go and see their families and friends, it's going to be based around going out for food, going for drinks, and all these kind of things. And I feel like a lot of restaurants that are having to suffer in this. I think it will make a massive comeback in this new norm that everyone's talking about. But I think the direction that you're going in with all your other stuff that you've got going on in the background, you're still keeping yourselves in this horrible situation that's going on. You're still keeping yourselves extremely relevant. And keeping your market, aren't you? You're still keeping your customers part of it.
Yeah. Do you know what was lovely doing? Because it was our first week last week, so I went out on the delivery van, and it was just it was lovely and heartening to see all the regular people that you see in the restaurant on a weekly basis. And then all of a sudden you're at their house, and you're like, wow, how bizarre is this? Seeing where they all live and what, But it was so nice as well. It was a bit of a social thing. I mean, we were on a bit of a deadline trying to get deliveries done, and obviously the social distancing is an issue. And that was weird as well. It was sort of, you get there and you sort of have to put a parcel on the floor and then walk back, and then having rung the doorbell, and it was
it's
sort of
so
all
weird
a bit.
Because I'm thinking that, and I'm slowly getting used to it now. It's like when someone puts something on the doorstep, I just don't think anything of it now. I think it's totally normal.
Yeah.
And it's very odd, isn't it? How it's all going down like that.
Yeah. But it was nice to chat to them all. That was the thing that really, the people that came out, and for them it was a really nice bit of interaction as well. It was like the restaurant had come to them, and they were still having the band that they had with us inside. And it was good.
Oh. Well, there were more good times to come.
Yeah, I was going to say, sorry, the one thing I was going to say that I think is that the one worry we have about coming out the other end of it, and the new norm, as you say, is that I don't know what is the new norm going to look like. And I think the restaurant and the outside social businesses like us are the ones that are going to be let out of lockdown last. I think that goes without saying. We're the places where where large gatherings occur. I think they're going to be at the bottom of the list for reopening. But then, and it's also whether they insist on social distancing within the restaurant. So if they decide that all our tables have got to be 2 meters apart and all that sort of thing.
You're limited on numbers. Yeah.
Well, it's certainly going to change romantic movies, that's for sure, because there's not going to be no romantic meal at CSONS, Lady and the Tramp, where they, the spaghetti thing.
Romantic movies,
Sorry?
Yeah, we were talking about do you remember the old drive-in movies that you used to have?
Yeah.
The cinemas are all shut. I'm surprised no one's done that. I haven't seen or heard of anyone doing an old drive-in, but that theoretically would work in the current climate.
You can imagine police being on the gate. Is this essential?
They started drive-in movies in Telford a couple of years ago, and I think it lasted for about 6 months.
Yeah.
But something like that would be quite funny in this environment we're in at the moment, wouldn't it?
Somebody make a killing, that's for sure.
2 meters apart.
The problem is Hollywood's kind of closed down now. 90% of Hollywood are furloughed at the moment, so there's no movies being made anyway.
Yeah.
You know, it's good.
No, true.
I think
It doesn't matter because we can't go to the cinema anyway. So just
yeah.
Resurrect the old classics.
Well, this is the thing, right? Somebody was saying, like, you know, this is a great. I mean, I've just finished doing the Quentin Quarantino, you know, all the Tarantino movies. This is a good time to dust off the old box sets and independent movies. You know, making clever things on YouTube and stuff like that. This is the time to shine, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So, I mean, I'm really sorry that you've had such a terrible year and you had such amazing plans. But the thing is, everybody's been affected by this, you know, and I hope at the end of this, you guys will catch up, because you're going to be under tremendous pressure. Everyone is in the service industry when this is all over. You know, it's going to be bedlam. I mean, you've seen the queues at the supermarket as soon as things were bad. I mean, imagine when things are good. It's going to be a non-stop party. Yeah. It's going to be crazy.
That's what we hope.
Well, Shrewsbury's
we'll be partying if nothing else.
I just hope it goes to, but Shrewsbury goes back to, like, you know, how it was. You know, I hope it doesn't affect things negative. I can't see it doing it because the communities are tight. You know, it's great.
It is. It's a very good place. Shrewsbury is. Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? You guys are brilliant, and I think one day me and Team Biscuit will come in and have a meal and check you guys out and give you some support when everything's
paid
back.
For by Al.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Oh, pick up the receipt, Team Biscuit, because I'm rolling in money. What would you say to the consumer at the moment that's sat at home, not able to go to, you know, how would you encourage people to support independent businesses right now?
Yeah, so when I've been out shopping, I haven't been to a supermarket since lockdown because the thought of it just depresses me. I don't want to go and stand in a big long queue waiting to get into an environment.
I'm the same.
And I shouldn't say this, but I actually think that probably going to the supermarket is the highest risk thing you can do at the moment if you're worried about getting coronavirus, because it's the only place where loads of people are congregating, and no matter what they do to. So no, all my shopping's been at local independents, who generally don't have such big queues, generally do have the stock you want, and it's just easier.
I was speaking to last week. I was speaking to Adam Purnell, Shropshire lad. Yeah, we're supposed to be doing like a live cooking thing with him on Friday. We're making the strawberry cheesecake chicken wings from his TV show.
Oh god!
Oh yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure aren't keto because I'm a keto warrior. But hey, we'll get around that one. But I'm panicking because I'm kind of like, where am I gonna? Like, he's gonna give me this list of just rich materials that I'm gonna have to find from somewhere around Shropshire, and I just, you know, I'm panicking about that. So hopefully, I can find the ingredients that I need. Where are your suppliers? Who are people you'd like to shout out that kind of help you out?
Oh man, the list. So at the moment we're working through a bit of a backlog of stuff that we hid in the freezer. The people that we're using a lot at the moment. Ludlow Farm Shop is doing the meat for the meat and the yogurt for this week's home dining. Who else? Lane Cottage Leaves we used last week for their amazing salad leaves. I'm trying to think what's on the list. Ludlow Nut Company, although that's just working through stock that we had. But yeah, everyone's still active. Oh, Tudge's Pork, they're just south of Ludlow, Berkshire, free range Berkshires. We used them last week. They're amazing. But yeah, I know the list is endless. I could sit here all day going down the list of all our amazing suppliers.
It's really nice.
Shout out to Morley Milk, they always need a shout out.
Brilliant. I mean, I love that. You guys use local sources because it is just so easy to go to Booker and, you know, buy some stuff out the freezer. But you're supporting local businesses, and that's brilliant. You know. Yeah. You know,
that's in the menu, and then we also on the website we've added a little sort of bolt-on section for the. If you order a meal from us, you can order extras. So we were like, well, what would you have with your meal? You'd have some wine, you might have some coffee, might have some olives to start with. So we're adding all these things on slowly but surely. But we got, our aim is our catering unit, 100 House Coffee. So and we use it in the restaurants. So you can get their coffee with your meal. Also, Primero Wine, Tom and Emma, they've been delivering to us still. And that's our house wine anyway, so that's been pretty cool. What else? Shropshire Will from Shropshire Salumi. So we've got his salami. It's just a cool network of local suppliers who are all helping each other out.
What? No better place than Shropshire, right? You know.
Too right.
When it comes to like the restaurants and businesses around Shrewsbury, are you guys like a close knit community? Do you guys like speak to each other, restaurant owners, chefs, things like that?
Yeah, one of the first things that happened actually when we went into lockdown, what's her name? Livy from Shrewsbury Coffee House started an Instagram chat with all the local businesses. So we've all been chatting about, has any of you received your grants yet? What are you doing with furlough? And just sharing information really. And so that's been pretty cool.
Oh, that's nice to see. It is nice to see because that's one of the first things I found when I started the Biscuit, about 18 months ago, was that there seems to be this real tight connection, communication, and just this will to kind of help each other out, and that's kind of what the Shrewsbury secret is. I think is that community of people.
I'd say it's not just Shrewsbury; it's the whole of Shropshire and the whole food scene in Shropshire. Everyone sort of knows everyone, and everyone mucks in to help each other out, and it's just a cool thing.
Yeah.
And then you can go and celebrate it all at one of the food festivals where everyone's got together in the same place and having a great time.
I feel so gutted about the food festival. I mean, like the Biscuit, we were supposed to. Dee'll tell you, we were supposed to cover so many events.
Yeah.
God, it was going to be amazing.
It was going to be amazing, wasn't it, this year?
Yeah.
It was going to be phenomenal, but.
And we're not the only ones, obviously. There's so many people affected, obviously. We can't be selfish. Just think of the Biscuit, man.
We're all in the same boat, so let's just crack on. Don't worry about it.
Have you got anything to add on this, Dee? I'm gonna end with one more question. Have you got anything else to add?
No. I just want to say that it's so good that you're making the best out of a bad situation, because this is something that we're all having to go through together. And like you said, you've got your website set up, you're still communicating with your regulars and they're still supporting you, and you're still supporting those local businesses. I feel there's a lot of people that in this would start giving up hope, but you and your brothers and the rest of your family, you've all kept pushing on, which is a great thing to see. Definitely.
Thank you.
And
I'm not going to lie. There was a couple of bad days.
I definitely think you've found some of those silver linings that have been going on, like you said, with you signing up the website and all these things that you've been saying you wanted to do, but you haven't got around to doing. Maybe that's your silver lining in this cloud hanging over everyone at the moment.
Yeah. No, you just got to push them. Yeah, you can't sit around on your laurels and just hoping it's going to come to you. If you don't go out and chase it, then Plus, I'd go stir crazy if I was stuck at home.
Yeah.
Yes, you will. We all agree.
Yes.
It's an odd sensation, I got to tell you. I mean, I'm lucky enough I get to work half the week, but even the other half is just crazy.
So me and I are still working, so we're crazy, but we could be a hell lot more crazy, couldn't we?
Yeah.
I never thought I'd get to the stage.
I can't cook from home.
Sorry, say that again.
Well, I was going to say I can't cook from home. So we can't cook from home, so we've got to come out and.
Who wants the beans on toast? Who's after beans on toast? Reuben, I've got one more question to ask you before we sign off, and I haven't asked it for a while actually, but it's a popular question on the show. What does Shrewsbury mean to you?
Oh man. What does Shrewsbury mean to me? I'm gonna bring brother Ben in on the mix to help me out as well. In fact, I should get Adam, because Adam's the one that lives in Shrewsbury. The other three of us live in Ludlow. What does Shrewsbury mean to you?
He's asking the audience.
It's like home from home now.
There it is, Adam. It's a home from home, he says.
Yay.
The longest I've ever lived anywhere. So
it's the longest he's ever lived anywhere.
My entire life. So it's home from home now. And I know I can walk around town, everyone knows me, says hello. Half of them I don't even know who their names are, but if they come in the restaurant, I all know what they drink, and etc. But it's just great, a lovely place.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Did you get all that? So,
I did. Where did he come?
What he hit on there was basically Shrewsbury is one massive community.
Yeah.
And it is. Everyone looks out for each other and knows each other, and I know that people say it's one of the happiest places to live in the UK. I think they've even put that in numbers somewhere, haven't they? But it is. It's just it's a fantastic, friendly, decent town where everyone just gets on with everyone and supports each other. Yeah.
Oh, that's
perfect
beautiful.
for these times.
Poetic. I love it. It's poetic. It is a great town. I'm an outsider too, and
it's got loads and loads of amazing independents as well.
And a great podcast too. I mean,
yeah, I thought, yeah, of course, man. That's the cost in the land.
Reuben, from us at the Biscuit, and from a lot of people in town, we really do wish you the best in your recovery and moving forward. You guys, the first time I messaged you about this, I was like, I want to talk about your determination. You were like, yes, this is what we love. We love the determination and the grit and the, fighting through this thing, and that's the fight that you need, and that's the inspiration. That's where that is.
Yeah.
So, we do wish you well.
Thank you.
No.
Cheers. And you guys, stay safe and all that,
Thank you very much. Dee, have you got anything to add before you sign off?
No, I think you have answered everything. But like you said, you got to stay safe in all this, isn't it? I don't know when this is all going to end because we've been put on for another 3 weeks now. But hopefully it's sooner rather than later, isn't it, for the sake of everyone,
we're being it in our heads, we're looking at end of June. We're not really seeing anything's going to go back to normal for us till the end of June. So
yeah.
I don't know, if it comes sooner, then we're that's what we're looking at. So.
Well, thank you very much. Right, guys, this has been an amazing episode.
It's a pleasure.
If you have enjoyed this episode, you can, and it's your first time listening, first of all, thank you very much. But you can also find more of our episodes, more of our content at our website, and that's at www.theshrewsburybiscuitpodcast.co.uk. All of our audio is on there, and it's lovingly made by our friends at Web Orchard. This has been a great episode. I love speaking to independent businesses, and I didn't think I was going to do it again. So I'm really happy. So thank you very much, guys, and peace out. Take it easy.